The movie kicks off with a young girl gracefully performing a belly dance. After her class ends, she hops into her luxurious ride and heads straight toward her massive mansion. But what she doesn't know is that 6 people have been secretly watching her every move. This girl's name? Abigail. The group tails her all the way home, waits for the perfect moment, and then sneaks inside. They inject Abigail with a sedative, knocking her out cold. And just like that, their mission begins. Their target wasn't just to scare her, it was to kidnap her. Instead of taking her to her father's place, where they risked getting caught, the kidnappers drive straight to an abandoned, eerie-looking mansion. Inside, their mastermind, Lambert, is already waiting. Now Lambert had everything planned out. His goal? Kidnap Abigail and demand a whopping $50 million in ransom from her wealthy father. Once the money came through, he promised to split it among the crew. But until then, it was the 6-member team's job to keep Abigail tied up and under control. And Lambert made one rule crystal clear. No one would reveal their real names. Everyone had to go by fake code names. To keep things airtight, he even confiscated all of their phones so there'd be no trail for the cops to follow. Now let me introduce you to the team. First up, there's Joy, the group's medical expert. Then comes Frank, who's more or less the leader. He's got that sharp decision-making skill. After him, we've got Sammy, the hacker, Dean, the getaway driver, Rickles, the sniper specialist, and finally, Peter, the muscle of the group with his intimidating build. But once Lambert dies, things start to shift. The 6 begin talking among themselves, and that's when Joy starts using her deduction skills, slowly peeling back their secrets one by one. She reveals that Frank was once a detective in the police force. Peter, on the other hand, grew up as a victim, constantly bullied, beaten even by his own father. But as he grew older and stronger, he flipped the tables, becoming the one who used force to dominate others. And now, he earns his living through shady jobs, kidnapping, bouncing, and muscle-for-hire work. Next up, we've got Sammy, the hacker of the crew. And trust me, money has never been a problem for her. She's already filthy rich after draining people's bank accounts online. So why is she here? Not for the ransom, but purely for the thrill of it. Then there's Dean, the most ordinary guy in the group, except for one thing. His driving skills are absolutely insane. Hearing Joy's deductions, the entire team is stunned. But Frank fires back with a smirk. He taunts her, saying, "You're no saint either, Joy. I was a cop once, and I can spot a junkie from a mile away. Sure, you're clean now, but maybe that's why you always carry those lollipops. A little prize for staying sober, huh?" And just like that, the masks start coming off. Their real identities and dark pasts begin to surface. Later, Joy walks into Abigail's room and breaks Lambert's #1 rule. She removes the blindfold from Abigail's eyes. The girl looks terrified, trembling with fear. Joy leans in and promises, "I'll never hurt you, and I won't let anyone else touch you either." A fragile bond starts forming between them. Joy even opens up, telling Abigail that she has a son, about the same age as her. But Abigail doesn't feel comforted. With tears in her eyes, she says, "That's nice for you. Your son must still love you. But my father, he doesn't love me anymore. He's angry, dangerous, a man you don't want to mess with." As Joy turns to leave, Abigail suddenly warns her, "Something terrible is going to happen tonight." Her words send a chill down Joy's spine. Shaken, she runs to Frank and tells him, maybe they've messed with the wrong girl, that Abigail's father could be someone far more dangerous than they imagined. Frank wastes no time. He storms back into Abigail's room, pulls out his gun, and demands answers. Cornered and scared, Abigail finally whispers the truth. "My father's name is Christophe Lazar." And just like that, Frank freezes. His face goes pale. Stepping outside, he gathers the team and reveals the shocking truth. They've accidentally kidnapped the daughter of none other than Christophe Lazar. And if you don't know that name, Christophe Lazar isn't just a criminal. He's a legend in the underworld, the kind of man people whisper about like a shadow, like a myth. And now his daughter is in their hands. Frank recalls the story. Once, the police captured 3 of Christophe's men and locked them up on the 21st floor of a hotel. The room had only 2 ways out, one door guarded by armed officers all night, and one window far too high for anyone to enter or escape. Nothing happened overnight, but when the police opened that door in the morning, what they saw was straight out of a nightmare. All 3 men were slaughtered, ripped apart so brutally that even hardened cops froze in horror. And the whispers say that kind of merciless butchery could only be the work of one man, Christophe's deadliest enforcer, Valdez. If Valdez is really on his way here, then these kidnappers don't stand a chance. The air grows heavy. Everyone's heart races. Fear grips them all. Everyone except Dean, who still refuses to buy into the legends. But soon after, Dean heads down to the basement. Moments later, a scream tears through the silence. Sammy, the hacker, rushes down, only to find a gruesome sight. Dean's throat has been slashed wide open. Panicked, she bolts back upstairs, shouting, "We're under attack. Someone's already inside." And in that moment, her greed evaporates. Forget the ransom. She just wants to get out alive. Sammy and Frank race toward the exit. exit. But suddenly, the mansion itself seems to turn against them. Heavy steel shutters slam down over every window and door. The advanced security system locks the place shut like a cage. Now it's clear they're trapped. And somewhere in the shadows of this mansion, a killer is waiting, picking them off one by one. Meanwhile, Joy pulls Abigail aside and asks if she knows anything about the attacks. Abigail answers in a low, shaky voice, "Frank, he's one of my father's men." She immediately begs Joy not to tell anyone. That confession lights a fuse in Joy. She storms toward Frank, but freezes in her tracks when she sees what's left of Rickles. The sniper lies mutilated, his face torn beyond recognition. The brutality of it stops Joy cold. Panic and suspicion snap into place. Joy levels her gun at Frank, accusing him, while Frank tries to reason, claiming that Abigail's playing them, lying to get sympathy. But Joy's done listening. Fear shuts down her doubts. At the same time, Abigail, still bound, manages to work loose her handcuffs. And in one terrifying instant, the girl they thought was a victim shifts into something else entirely. Abigail isn't human. She reveals herself as a vampire. The room collapses into chaos. Frank fires at her in desperation, but Abigail heals in the blink of an eye. The wound closes like it was never there. Watching that impossible recovery, everyone feels the world tilt. They shove her back into the room and lock the door from the outside, but the handcuffs and bolted wood are only temporary solutions. A new, horrifying truth settles over them. This goes deeper than Abigail. Her father, Christophe Lazar, is a vampire too. That's the real reason the criminal underworld fears him like a living nightmare. It becomes painfully clear that every murder so far was the work of Abigail. If these kidnappers want to survive, they're left with one brutal option: kill her. Weapons are improvised in a frantic scramble. Garlic is hunted down, stakes and sharpened implements are fashioned from whatever they can find. The mansion turns into a makeshift armory, but Joy refuses to join the mob mentality. She argues that to survive they should try bargaining with Abigail, not blindly kill her. Her voice is drowned out. The others ignore her warning and force Abigail's door open. What they find inside is a scene out of a nightmare. Abigail dancing with the corpse of the sniper, moving as if death is part of some dark, perverse waltz. Her smile calm, almost playful, as if murder itself were entertainment. All of them gang up and launch an attack on Abigail. But soon, the horrifying truth sets in. Crosses, garlic, all those old vampire myths. None of it works on her. She's unstoppable. In fact, it's Abigail who completely overpowers them. The fight turns brutal. She stabs Peter in the leg, crippling him, and drives a blade into Frank's chest, leaving him bleeding out. Somehow, the survivors scramble away, running for their lives. Catching their breath, Joy speaks up with a desperate plan. The only thing that worked on her before was that sedative. If we want a chance to survive, we have to use it again. With no other options left, they all agree. A trap is set. Abigail returns, stronger than ever, and once again she dominates the fight. But at the last possible moment, Peter musters his strength, locking her in a bare hold. Joy rushes forward, plunging the syringe deep into Abigail's neck. The vampire collapses, unconscious, but victory feels short-lived. During the chaos, Abigail bit Sammy's hand. Now the group is terrified. What if Sammy's already infected? What if she's next to turn? Meanwhile, when Abigail wakes up, she realizes they've locked her inside an elevator shaft. But this is where the real twist explodes. It's revealed that Lambert, the so-called mastermind behind this entire kidnapping, wasn't in charge at all. He was Abigail's pawn from the very beginning. This entire mission was orchestrated by Abigail herself. Because the truth is, Abigail isn't just a little girl. She's a centuries-old vampire, hiding behind an innocent face, and she carefully chose every single member of this crew. Each of them, in one way or another, had wronged her father, Christophe Lazar. And now, one by one, she begins exposing their darkest secrets. Sammy, the brilliant hacker, once siphoned off millions from Christophe's accounts. Frank, he used to work for Christophe until he betrayed him, putting 3 of his corrupt officers behind bars. This wasn't random. This wasn't just a kidnapping. It was revenge planned for years. Joy used to be an army medic, but addiction ruined her. She once botched a surgery on one of Christophe's associates while high, and that man died because of her mistake. That guilt has followed her ever since. Abigail's motive becomes crystal clear. She's here to get revenge for her father. When Joy confronts her, she says the one thing Abigail already knows deep down. Your vampire father doesn't love you. No matter what you do, he'll never love you back. It's a brutal truth, and it lands hard. The group starts searching for an escape route. They decide Frank will keep watch over Abigail while the others look. But Abigail isn't interested in staying trapped. She tries to cut a deal with Frank. Get me out of here, and I'll leave you alive. The rest, I'll eat them. Frank pauses, then asks how to get out. Joy mentions an old library book that can shut down the mansion's security systems. The moment Frank hears that, he betrays the bargain. He breaks the deal with Abigail and tells the team the escape plan. Abigail sees the betrayal for what it is. Enraged, she snaps free of her restraints and lunges at Frank. She almost kills him. At the last second, Joy smashes a window. Morning light pours in. Sunbeams hit Abigail's hand. She screams, burns, and scrambles away into the darkest corner to heal. For a few heartbeats, everyone breathes easier. Sunlight has always been their temporary shield, but it's only temporary. The team knows this calm won't last. And then Abigail turns the tables again. The girl she'd bitten earlier is no longer the same. Abigail corrupts her fully, bending her will. Under Abigail's influence, influence, this newly made vampire receives her first command: kill one of your own. The mansion's fragile hope shatters. Now the threat isn't just Abigail, she's making more of them, turning allies into enemies from within. The girl closes her eyes and, under Abigail's command, kills one of her own teammates. And when she turns on Joey next, he acts quick. Joey grabs a broken piece of glass and uses it to reflect the sunlight straight onto her. The moment the light touches her skin, she bursts into flames and explodes. Now, only Frank and Joey are left alive. Wasting no time, Frank rushes straight to the library. Inside, he finds the control room, and there, sitting calmly, is Lambert. Lambert then reveals the truth. He was turned into a vampire 2 years ago, and ever since, he's been serving Abigail. His job? To lure in people who had once wronged Abigail's father. Once they were trapped in the mansion, Abigail would play her twisted psychological games with them before draining their blood to satisfy her hunger. But now, even Lambert seemed tired of this endless cycle. So, he makes Frank an offer: join me, I'll turn you into a vampire. Together, we'll take down Abigail, and then her father, Christophe Lazar. Once Lazar is gone, his entire empire will be ours. Frank agrees, at least on the surface. Lambert bites him, feeds him his blood, and Frank feels the surge of new power running through his veins. But the moment his strength awakens, Frank betrays him. He shoves a wooden stake straight into Lambert's heart, and Lambert disintegrates into ashes with a violent explosion. Now fully turned, Frank realizes just how powerful he's become. His wounds vanish, and his true dark nature takes over. Hungry for power, he turns on Joey, ready to kill him. But just then, Abigail makes her grand entrance. With a chilling smile, almost dancing her way into the arena, she steps into the fight. What follows is an intense, brutal showdown. Frank's body, now larger and stronger, gives him a terrifying advantage, and for once, Abigail struggles to keep up. Meanwhile, Joey manages to crawl away, bloodied and broken, and in her final moments of hope, she calls her son. But the call goes straight to voicemail. Her heart sinks. After all these years of keeping him at a distance, after sacrificing her role as a mother for her addiction and guilt, she still can't even hear his voice when it matters most. That realization shatters her. Before she can process the pain, Frank catches up to her. He grabs Joey and starts beating her mercilessly, but he doesn't kill her right away. Like most vampires, Frank enjoys toying with his prey before finishing them off. And just when it feels like Joey is about to die, the story takes a shocking twist. Abigail and Joey suddenly team up. For the first time, they stand side by side, ready to take Frank down together. The fight is brutal. Frank manages to bite Abigail, draining her blood, and then turns Joey into a vampire as well. Since he was the one who changed her, Frank assumes complete control over Joey's mind. He smirks and commands her, "Joey, kill Abigail." At first, Joey obeys, walking toward Abigail with a blank, lifeless expression. But in the very next second, she turns on Frank and thrusts a wooden stake toward his heart. Frank barely dodges the strike, stunned by her betrayal. Confused, he roars, demanding how she broke free from his control. That's when Abigail bursts out laughing. "You really thought it was that easy?" she says. "Controlling the ones you've turned takes centuries of skill. And you've been a vampire for what? 5 minutes?" Her words shake Frank, and before he can recover, Joey and Abigail attack him together. In a furious battle, they finally drive a stake straight through his heart. Frank screams, his body exploding into ashes in a violent blast. The nightmare is finally over. In the aftermath, something unspoken lingers between Abigail and Joey. For the first time, there's a strange bond between them. And then Abigail reveals one last secret. Because Frank is dead, the curse he passed onto Joey has died with him. Joey's wounds remain healed by the vampire blood, but the virus itself is gone. She's no longer a vampire. She got the strength, the healing, without the curse. For once, fate gave her a second chance at life. Just as Joey is about to escape, the mansion doors burst open, and there he is, Christophe Lazar, Abigail's father, the true monster behind it all. With rage in his eyes, Christophe moves to kill Joey on the spot. But this time, Abigail steps between them. For the first time, she defies her father. "No, father, this woman saved my life. She deserves to live. You can't touch her." Christophe stares at her for a long, chilling moment, and then, out of nowhere, he laughs. "Fine," he says. "Run before I change my mind." Without wasting a second, Joey bolts out of the cursed mansion. She jumps into the van, floors the gas, and speeds away from that nightmare. And then comes the final shot. Joey driving down an empty road, silent, scarred, but alive, casually unwrapping a lollipop and savoring it as the sun rises behind her. That's how the story ends. And that's it, folks. What a wild ride this movie turned out to be. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to smash that like button, and of course, subscribe to the channel.